Hello, this is the first episode of a new series of videos that I'm making called Why Is This a Masterpiece? I'll go over each of these things to prove to you why these movies are masterpieces. I'll go over audio and visuals, story, symbolism, characters, performances, production design, and I'll end it with an outro. I thought the first obvious choice for this masterpiece is 2001 Space Odyssey. Yes, this masterpiece. What? No. You know what? Probably one of the greatest things ever made. Yes, that sounds kind of pretentious, but I mean that with my whole heart. Every detail of this movie is like a painting, and every stroke was intentional. Screw those old critics that trashed on this when it released. Okay, I'm just kidding. If this isn't your thing, I can't really convince you to love it. But what I can do is make you at least appreciate this masterwork of sci-fi. Wait, no, filmmaking. Wait, that's not right either. Art. This masterwork of art. Without anything to do further, let's begin. This movie is one of the most visually and musically stunning films of all time. The effects still hold up today. Some of the most detailed clay models to date. And that scene of the ship spinning? Oh my god, that was in the 60s! I'm not surprised there are conspiracy theorists out there that think Stanley Kubrick helped make the moon landing. That fact alone shows how crazy these visuals were. Those were tiny clay models, and with lighting and really great green screen, it helped make them look really shockingly real. The cinematography is also just incredibly beautiful. It's so vibrant and feels, no pun intended, spacious. The cinematography focuses on the technology a lot, specifically Hal, as if he's speaking like a human, where they focus on their face, showing how Hal has become more human than his human creators, as the humans are drenched in the lights of technology and speak in a dry, lifeless tone. It really makes everything feel so godlike and cosmic. I could watch these visuals on mute and have a great time, but that would be a sin because of the classical music that plays along with it. Kubrick literally listened to hundreds and hundreds of tracks to find the perfect music. He wanted something both futuristic, yet elegant. Yeah, he found the perfect stuff. This thing has some heavenly visuals that revolutionized literally everything about filmmaking. Even using technologies that haven't even been used before. Like the Stargate sequence was made with a slit scan machine and like a bunch of lights and abstract paintings right behind it. I don't even know what a slit scan machine is. Mix those cosmic visuals and some beautiful classical music, you got something that I don't want to hype too much, but it feels like something from the gods. This movie's aesthetic is known as cassette futurism, with sleek white walls, bright, colorful spacesuits, and just an overall corporate feel. This is all intentional, and because, that's what Kubrick does. He uses this advanced, sleek, cold, bright, and technological style as a contrast with the grand yet horrifying space. The clean technology next to the gritty rock textures of the moon, the spinning station next to the blue, beautiful Earth, those ugly red chairs on those white walls. All of it was intentional, and it looks fantastic in my opinion. They even collaborated with NASA consultants to create a realistic-looking, futuristic ship. This movie uses minimalist sets, colorful spacesuits, and usually white with occasional pops of color. The collaborations with NASA, IBM, Honeywell, and Hilton, all to create a one-of-a-kind aesthetic. I think this is going to be the shortest segment of the video. So yeah. This film's story is broken up into 4 main parts: the Dawn of Man, the Lunar Discovery, the Jupiter Mission, and Jupiter and Beyond the Infinite. It begins with a bunch of monkeys doing what monkeys do: get slime. One day, while the monkeys are peacefully sleeping, a rectangular black monolith appears near them. They start touching it, and they're in awe of this thing. One of the monkeys grabs a bone and starts smashing. Turns out, monkeys are hunting now. Look at them, eating meat, using tools. Then some monkeys are fighting over a watering hole. Ew, that water's nasty as hell. Some of them get the idea to settle this conflict by beating them with bones. He throws it into the air, and a match cut goes to a spaceship. This spaceship is docking, and it turns out a guy is on his way to the moon for a meeting. Lots of spaceships, technology, and stuff. Turns out there's a monolith on the moon. A bunch of astronauts talk about sandwiches. Then they go to the monolith. The humans act more arrogant around the monolith rather than the monkeys in awe. And also just the monolith realizes, hey, remember the monkeys? Well, they're back. And they can go to the moon now. So send another monolith to Jupiter. Now we go to the Jupiter mission. Astronauts doing astronaut things, watching their own interviews, playing chess with a supercomputer controlling the ship. You know, regular astronaut thing. Wait a minute. Who's that supercomputer? It's HAL 9000. He controls the ship. He's pretty chill. Now, Dave and this other guy, forgot his name, talk about shutting down and continuing the mission themselves. But Hal can read lips, so while one of the guys is outside the station, Hal throws him off into space. Dave goes out to save him, and he grabs him. Hal also kills all the cryogenically frozen people on the ship. Forgot to mention that. But when he asks to open the pod bay doors, Hal refuses. Dave goes into the emergency airlock without his helmet, because he forgot it. He goes to Hal's brain, slowly shuts him down. Dave then gets a message that he made it. He made it to Jupiter. Turns out, a monolith was waiting for him there, and the cosmic entities that made the monolith take him in. They pull him through space and time, in a dimension beyond human comprehension. He goes to a human zoo of sorts, and he sees himself age and die. He's laying in bed as an old, dying man. Then the monolith turns him into a space baby. The space baby is released, floating across the earth, thinking and waiting of what to do next. This movie sure is something. Yeah, this movie's loaded with symbolism, so let's try and explain them quickly. The sunrises represent a dawn of a new age. The monolith represents the catalyst for technological advancement. The cup between the bone and the air and the spaceship represents technology after millions of years of evolution and reasoning. The slow spaceship sequences represent the cold precision of space travel, going from the bone being used for chaotic violence to the ship's grand, precise travel just shows how humanity has changed so much. The glow of all the technology represents over-reliance on technology. HAL 9000 represents the dangers of technological evolution, where technology becomes more human than its creators, which in my interpretation might have some parallels with the aliens' relationship with humanity. I don't know. Just maybe. The Stargate sequence represents enlightenment. A scary enlightenment, but an enlightenment to living true existence without over-reliance on technology. The Star Child represents the idea of transhumanism, transcending beyond what makes us humans, going beyond technology and becoming something truly godlike. Also, there's a lot of mentions of birthdays in this movie, which could mean something about changing into a new age, maybe? The monkeys are pretty chill, until they meet the monolith, which inspires them to create tools and advance. The monkeys are the first of what makes humanity begin to advance. Then, we go to Dr. Haywood Floyd. He has to call his daughter because it's her birthday soon, but he can't come.
But who cares about that?
Anyway, he has a meeting on the moon about a new scientific discovery that could change everything. After talking about sandwiches, some other astronauts go to check it out, and they make the monolith realize that humanity has advanced enough to travel to the moon. So they send another monolith near Jupiter. Now we get to the most important characters in the film, David Bowman and HAL 9000. HAL 9000 is a supercomputer that controls the ship and is allegedly unable to make any mistakes. In an interview for the ship, Dave discusses if HAL 9000 really has emotions because he sensed a pride in his answer. Dave and this other guy, I forgot his name again, eat some slop while rewatching this interview. They discuss a little thing where HAL can't hear them. They talk about shutting down HAL to continue the mission themselves. They chill out, and the other guy goes out to fix something on the ship, but he gets launched into space. Dave goes out to grab him with this thingamajig. When he goes back in, HAL says no. HAL threw him out because he read their lips, and he didn't want to risk the mission. He opens the emergency airlock himself, even without his helmet. He lives and shuts HAL down. He destroys his hardware bit by bit and regains his humanity instead of relying on technology. This is a sign to the monolith that humanity has decided not to rely on its technology, so it's ready to become something greater. They take him through space and time. Dave is at a stage of enlightenment. He's ready to become the Star Child. To bring this enlightenment to humanity, goes and waits by Earth. Waiting. Thinking. What does this all mean? What is this masterpiece trying to say? And this is just my interpretation. I believe this movie is a statement. A timeless, powerful, and thought-provoking statement. In our humble beginnings, we used tools. We learned to create and shape the world to our will. We have advanced so far, and we've begun to lose our humanity as technology has grown more into our existence. We don't know why we exist. People have begun to lose hope, and we're growing scared of the future. In order to achieve true enlightenment, and for humanity to progress even more, we must gain our humanity back, go beyond technology, and truly live. If we do that, we as a species will go places truly special. We don't know what it is, but it's going to be something truly beautiful. Thanks for watching. Hopefully now you know why this is a masterpiece.